After divorce, loss, grief, illness, or a major life transition, many women tell me the same things. I don't recognize myself, or my clothes don't feel right anymore, or I don't know how to dress for this version of me. And that makes perfect sense because style isn't superficial, it is deeply tied to identity. And what you wear is not just a reflection of taste or trends, it's a mirror of who you believe yourself to be. And when life changes, when it changes you at the foundational level, the mirror breaks first. So why clothes stop working after big life changes is because during seasons of survival, style becomes functional, protective, minimal. Psychologists describe this as threat adaptive state. So when the nervous system prioritizes safety, predictability, and conservation of energy, clothing choices shrink accordingly. You get dressed just to get through the day, not to express yourself. And common patterns I see during these phases, it's reaching for the same safe outfits repeatedly and wearing clothes that make you feel like you disappear rather than express. And it's defaulting to dark colors or oversized silhouettes, avoiding mirrors or shopping or getting dressed altogether. This isn't laziness. I feel for you. It's just biology. So when you're grieving or divorcing or caregiving or healing from illness, your brain reallocates resources. So your self-expression, it becomes secondary to endurance. And eventually something shifts. So there's this quiet longing. It's a subtle restlessness that you're going to start feeling. And it's a feeling like, I don't want to live like this anymore. And that's often when women reach out to me. So what divorce lawyers and psychologists consistently observe, it's so interesting. So divorce lawyers often notice a pattern before therapists do even. And many report that women coming out of long marriages, especially those where identity became merged with caregiving or partnership, struggle to articulate who they are now. So not just legally or financially, but personally. And psychologists call this identity diffusion. So when roles dissolve faster than the self can reorganize. And clothing often is the first place for this disorientation where it shows up. So clothes bought for a marriage, they're no longer going to feel appropriate. It's like couple identity wardrobes, and it feels emotionally loaded. These outfits tied to a former role just feel heavy and false and yuck. Divorce isn't just a legal separation, it's an identity rupture. So the same is true after the death of a partner or a serious illness or children leaving home even, a career ending, or just life radically changing. Your clothes stop feeling like they work because they belong to a previous chapter of your life. And you need style as a bridge back to yourself. So after 20 years on global fashion sets, I chose to work with real women because I wanted to witness this transformation on a human level. It's just incredible. And it's not just a visual change, but it's this reintegration of who they become. And I've seen it. It's so powerful when a woman starts dressing for who she's becoming and not who she's been. Oh, I mean, style becomes a language again. And it's not loud or trend-driven language of fashion, but it's this quiet, grounding language of self-trust. And psychologically, this works because identity is not rebuilt through thinking alone. It's rebuilt through embodied experience. So what you wear touches your body, and your body informs your brain. Your brain updates your sense of self. It all goes together. This is why style can be a bridge, and it's not this destination. It helps you get there. The psychology of letting go and And this is why closets hold so much grief, because letting go is rarely about just the object. Research on grief and attachment shows that humans assign emotional memory to physical items, especially those worn during emotionally significant periods. So clothing holds just these versions of ourselves, these relationships we were in, the roles we performed in life, and survival strategies we needed to get by. And this is why women often say, I don't want to get rid of it, but I can't wear it. So that tension is normal, and letting go of clothing, it doesn't mean that we're erasing the past. It means acknowledging that the role has ended, and that's just okay. It's healthy. Psychologists emphasize that ritual release, it's consciously choosing what stays and what goes. It supports our emotional integration after loss. So style work becomes a form of grief processing. It's so powerful. You're not just editing a wardrobe, but you're editing an identity, your identity narrative. And you know, how to rebuild your style after a major life shift, it's not about just a makeover. It's about reconstruction. So one, we're going to give yourself permission to be in transition. You know, one of the biggest mistakes women make is trying to figure it all out too quickly. We have to be okay with not knowing all the answers. We just need curiosity. Psychology shows that identity rebuilds through exploration, not certainty. And we just want to allow ourselves to experiment without committing to a final version. That's okay. We grow till we die. So just think temporary, not permanent exploration, not perfection. And we're just going to be curious and not put so much pressure on ourselves. Our style doesn't need to be resolved to be meaningful. Number two, we're going to dress for how we want to feel and not how we used to look. This is huge. After major life changes, many women default to dressing for the body that they had, or the role that they played, or the expectations of others. That's a big one. But confidence doesn't come from recreating the past. Research on emotional regulation shows that state-based dressing, choosing clothes that support our desired emotional states, is far more effective than trend-based or body-based dressing. And you'll feel it. Just ask yourself, how do I want to feel moving through my day? Do I want to feel calm or capable or open or strong or light? So confidence, ease, and emotional safety matter more than size or age or trends. It just does. Number three, we're going to release the shoulds. We're going to replace them. So after divorce or loss, women often unconsciously adopt just new rules. So I should dress more serious now, or I shouldn't stand out, or I should be more grateful and not even care about how I get dressed. But these rules are just protective. And you know, style can be an act of reclamation, which is what we want to do. It's a quiet declaration that, look, I'm still here. I still get to choose. I'm still alive. I'm still becoming. So there is no moral hierarchy in clothes. We want to feel beautiful, and that doesn't negate our grief or our strength or our intelligence. So we're going to build a bridge with our wardrobe, and not a fantasy one. A common trap is trying to leap from survival mode to an imagined future self. And it's okay to have that imagined future self, but sometimes it creates this paralysis instead of just building a bridge wardrobe. So clothes that feel supportive now, pieces that gently expand our sense of self, and items that feel like progress, not pressure. So psychologically, you know, incremental style shifts sometimes can be more sustainable than radical ones. It just depends where you are. And you don't need to dress for the woman that you'll be in 5 years, but you can. You need to ask yourself what feels aligned, and then we'll take the next step. So remember, use clothing to reclaim yourself. So after loss or divorce, many women feel a diminished sense of control, totally natural. Clothing offers daily low-stakes agency, meaning you can choose, you can decide, you can express yourself. And this agency rebuilds confidence. So make small, consistent choices, and they're going to compound into this restored sense of authorship over your life. I'm telling you, it feels so good. And on a personal note, I want to tell you that I know firsthand how personal style carries you through the most challenging seasons of life. For 4 years, my husband lived with cancer before he passed away. And during that time, I was caring for him. I was supporting our 2 young children. I was working full time and trying to stay connected to myself in the midst of all of that. And each day I showed up for myself in whatever small ways I could to protect my overall well-being. And one of those ways was through what I chose to wear. So clothing became a form of self-care for me, and it was quiet, but it was intentional, and it was a way of choosing lightness and joy amidst all of the feelings of grief. And I had always previously worn a lot of black because it felt safe and sophisticated, but during that period, it just did not align with what I wanted to feel anymore. I wanted and needed to feel alive. I needed to feel grateful. I needed to feel open to happiness, even in the hardest moments, and it was. So those years were unimaginably difficult, but choosing clothes that reflected how I needed to feel, which was vitality instead of heaviness, made a meaningful difference. And it helped me stay connected to life when everything felt so fragile. And so style didn't fix the pain, but it reminded me that I was still here, I was still alive. So style isn't about just forgetting and moving on. It's about moving forward with yourself and honoring what you've survived while making space for who you're becoming. So after divorce or loss or illness or any major transition, it's not superficial work to work on your style. It's just deeply human work. So if you're standing in front of your closet wondering why nothing feels like it fits or supports who you are anymore, just trust this. You're not broken. You're just evolving, and that's a part of life. And style, when approached with compassion, psychology, and intention, can be the bridge back to yourself. It is. I've felt it. I've done it. And after a major life shift, it's normal to feel disconnected from your style and even from yourself. So this isn't about trends. It's about your identity. And if you're navigating a transition and you want help, I'm so here for you. If you want help with dressing who you're becoming next, I've created a free 20-minute masterclass that will walk you through how style can support your confidence and your clarity and your emotional grounding during these changes that just happen in life. And if you would prefer to talk it through one-on-one with me, you can book a complimentary call with me. It's a safe, pressure-free conversation about where you are and where you've been, and really how I can help you get ready for the next chapter of your life. I am here for you, and I want to support you back into feeling that absolute joy in life that I know you can. Thank you.